Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Spears, formerly known as Ty Dillinger in WWE, is back. He's finally back. Back in NXT, he made his return last night as I'm recording this, and as you're seeing this, we are on Wednesday. He returned last night and attacked Ridge Holland. It's actually quite cool. I've always been a fan of Shawn Spears. When he went to AEW, he worked a lot. He got way better. When he was in WWE, he was looked at as a low mid card superstar. He wasn't like looked at as a main eventer or whatever. But when he went to AEW, he quickly became a big name. They just weren't using him properly. Now he's back in NXT. Gonna take his time to grind and all. Possibly a future NXT champion. Would be nice, and he can then come back to the main roster, and he can be a very good singles champion. United States champion, Intercontinental champion, whatever. There's a lot of things they can do. Possibly even a rivalry with Cody Rhodes along the line, because when Shawn Spears came to AEW, he attacked Cody Rhodes. They had a feud, they had a match, blah, blah, blah. So maybe they could renew it in WWE now. It could be very interesting. And, he's just a very talented individual. He's pretty good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He has a great personality. Just got to use him properly. That's all. And, I'm glad they're doing this. I'm glad he's back. NXT is a good place for him, gonna give him some time to just work on himself, get back in the game. It's been a while since he hasn't been in WWE. So it's gonna give him a lot of time to just get better in general, and get used to the new WWE. So he returned last night during an NXT. Ridge Holland was in the middle of the ring doing a promo, and then all of a sudden, lights close. You see some cryptic messages on the Tron, blah blah blah, and then eventually the lights turn out, completely pitch black, and then lights come back on, just like not even all the lights, just one bright white spot, and then a man with a hood on, paff, chair to the back to Ridge Holland, then takes off his hood. It's Shawn Spears. Very, very nice reveal. It seems like a very interesting persona for him, and it's gonna be interesting because I don't know if you've seen on YouTube. There's been a lot of videos posted by a channel called Dream Dare that seems to be linked with Bo Dallas somehow, some way. Channel has been talking a lot about Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, Alexa Bliss, Karen Cross sometimes, and now. As I've seen, there's just like a new video about Shawn Spears. So I don't know what's the big thing with all of this. Is it like a big cult coming or whatever? I don't know. Is Shawn Spears, a part of something big, or is it just a lot of teasing or whatever? But it's very interesting to see. I'm glad that they're still trying to keep on with like the whole Bray Wyatt legacy, if that's what they're doing. Bray was such a talented individual. He had a lot of talent. Creative wise, he was the smartest in the room at all time. Yeah, okay. I'm very glad Shawn Spears is back. For now, it seems that he's going to be feuding with Ridge Holland, but eventually, he could go on to face Ilja Dragunov for the NXT Championship. There's a lot of people he could feud with: Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. He could eventually go to the main roster and have lots of great matches. I want to see him versus Logan Paul. I want to see him versus AJ Styles. Versus Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor. It could be very interesting to see what he can do, and all the possible matches he can have now that he's, I consider him to be like way better and bigger than he was when he was Ty Dillinger. Shawn Spears is a way bigger superstar, at least in my mind, than Ty Dillinger ever was. So it's very cool, and I think there is a lot more potential for him nowadays than back in the old NXT days when he was just a random guy and not winning any titles. Now, put the NXT Championship on him at any time and I'll be there, to watch it and to support it. And with all the work that they put into NXT, the returns, the people that they bring from the main roster and bring them back to NXT, and all of this, it makes you want to watch NXT. Honestly, I'm probably going to start watching NXT a lot more because it seems like they've got a lot of great storylines. Lots of good superstars. The match is amazing. It's finally once again the rise of NXT. Like in 2019, it was the peak NXT. When there was the Survivor Series, Raw vs. SmackDown versus NXT, where NXT just destroyed. And it kind of fell off when the pandemic happened, and then it was a whole NXT 2.0 thing that is disgusting in my opinion. And now finally they're coming back, you know. So I'm just glad to see it. Honestly, I'm glad to see that they're working on this, that they're putting a lot of time and effort into NXT, bring a lot of stars in, you know, because Shawn Spears, they could have just brought him to the main roster, but he wouldn't have been utilized. Let's be honest, you know. He would have just been tossed to the side. He would have had probably one pay-per-view match or two, and then would have been completely forgotten, not used at all, not given any titles. So at least in NXT, he has a lot more space. He can do a lot more what he wants. Lots of possible, you know, feuds he can have. Lots of matches. He can win titles, and then when he gets big in NXT, he can come back to the main roster, be dominant there as well, win championships if he wants, and I'm all for it. You know, Shawn Spears is a very talented individual, as I've been saying for a long time. And yeah, it's just cool to see, you know, all the possibilities that there are for him. That'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed these videos, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to keep the videos shorter, you know, and just talk about one specific subject, but make more of them, you know. So one video every 2 or 3 days, you know, or 4 days, whatever, but just talking about a specific subject. The last one, which is the first one of the new era that I'd like to say of my channel, was the Usos, you know, talking about Jay versus Jimmy. Now this is the second one, probably another one coming this weekend, you know. So I very much like this new concept. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of possibilities. The new background and all, I think it's cozy. It's nice to have. I'm going to be filming with this from now on until at least I get a better camera, because my camera that is up there, I hate it. I want something better. So I'm going to try to find something better. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers before the end of February, which is tomorrow. So if you could just subscribe to the channel, it's absolutely free. If you want to change your mind later, there are no problems at all. I will understand it, but it just helps me out a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.